And we are live.
Well. It is a feel-good Friday. Check this out.
Test.
Billy W. Merritt presents, and Billy W. Merritt in the house, actually. So how's your summer been, sir?
It's been totally amazing. And thank you very much. You guys have made it that way.
We were beginning, like, we were starting to get comments like, is Billy real?
Yeah.
You know, is he a real guy, or is he just an anime that Smith made up?
Yep.
You know, so so welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Good Friday.
You know, I told a few people yesterday that Paul was going to have a special guest, and so I guess
talking about himself.
I guess I'm the guest.
The special guest.
Special.
Well, we've got a couple. I mean, I'm wearing my Chicago Bears stuff. You know, the Cubs are out of it. They're way out of it. Final homestand, by the way, at Wrigley Field. But good news for the Cubbies is that they can now no longer lose 100 games this season.
Really?
Yeah, they've won enough, so they can still, they can finish the season without losing 100 games. So pretty bad. Braves, by the way, in the thick of it though, so they're doing really well. So go Braves now that my Cubs are out of it. But my Chicago Bears. See, so notice I'm wearing the Chicago Bears stuff. The Bears are in first place. I got to say that quick.
Yeah.
They're actually tied for first place after 2 weeks. So they're 1-1. So at 500, they're tied for first place. So woohoo. All right. So I went home to Chicago last weekend, and I went for it was an unofficial reunion. It was a class gathering. So thanks to Terry and John for hosting it. Had a really good time, caught up with some friends. And actually there were a couple girls that I had not seen, I mean, like in decades. It was a really long time. So had a really good time. Always nice to go home and visit. And by the way, John, Terry's husband, John, he actually plays guitar. And I was talking to him. He's got some great stories too, but we'll save that for a different show because we've got some other things to talk about. But I do at least want to give John the plug that, John and Stevie Ray Vaughan, well, they're both guitar players. Yeah. So, I'll just say that they're both guitar players. But again, lots of fun. So thanks to John and Terry for hosting. Good morning to Joey, one of our road warriors out on the road. My sister Barb, my mom, always joining us on the show. And by the way, before we get into we got a whole bunch of things to cover. So
we have a lot of things to cover, Paul. So please, we have some. Don't tune out. So many important topics, and I know you're about to get to them.
Well, I mean, we want to talk about some real estate opportunities. We want to talk about the Coffee County Childhood Cancer Awareness Group that's going on. A lot of big deals. So, and you're going to be talking a lot about this stuff. So I'll just jump into my my beer of the week real quick. Smith Hills. I'll put that graphic up real quick. By the way, I had to bring Billy the solo cup because again, that was kind of a last minute deal. So I only had one. Sorry. By the way, this one I have not had, so I can't really recommend it yet. It was recommended to me when I was down in Florida. I flew back into Jacksonville over the weekend, so I went to ABC Liquors, and they told me, because I was looking for, I like the pumpkins beers. I like those. So they actually recommended this to me. So it is by Swamp Head Brewery. It's actually in Gainesville, Florida, brewed in Gainesville. It's pumpkin spice latte beer. Pumpkin spice latte beer. Now on the can, it says it's a white stout. It's brewed with spices and espresso roasted coffee. So I think you might actually like this one.
I might save it for Smith.
I made the same face you made when I seen the image.
All right. I'm going to try. I'll do it live. I'll try it. Dude, that's pretty good.
Is it good?
Seriously, you got to taste it. Because I know you like coffee.
I do like
Seriously.
coffee.
The finish is with coffee. That's good.
That is good.
It is. That's a good beer. So check it out. Pumpkin Spice Latte by Swamp Head Brewery. It's a 7.8% alcohol, though, so it's a little bit heavy duty compared to your regular beers that are out there. It's got a little hints of, you can taste like the cinnamon and coriander, stuff like that. Kim Ledbetter, thank you.
From Paris, Texas. I appreciate the guys that all over the country that watch this show. And that's one thing, you said the Coffee County Childhood Awareness Group. We are going to talk about that. I have some big ideas about that.
Well, let's get into it.
Okay.
Let's roll.
Okay. So here's the deal. The Coffee County Childhood Cancer Awareness Group, they put on a big September is their month every year, and they raise a lot of money. I tagged a couple people in the video earlier. Suzanne Ray's a good friend of mine. Heather Haskins Day is a good friend of mine. They are so it's too many people to mention, but they raise a ton of money. And, there's childhood cancer awareness groups all over the country.
Right.
So this is our week out because we're Coffee County, I'm going to do some things hopefully to help them. And the easiest way to help is with your billfold.
It really is.
You know, one thing that every group always needs is money. So we're going to do some things, and I'm going to give you a couple of ideas of how, even though you may not be from Coffee County, if you feel like donating or helping us, we would appreciate it. But you can do the same thing in your groups all over the country.
Right.
Okay. Now, the auction is a really big deal. I think Smith has the auction pulled up. Here's what I want to say about the auction. I love an auction.
It's fun.
Whether it's a horse sale,
it's fun.
You know, a car sale, or these online auctions. Now, there's three items on here. Smith can only pull up 2 of them because I don't want our video to get throttled. One of the items is maybe a little controversial.
Okay.
In some groups, but
ooh, go check that out.
But here's my challenge
Teaser.
right now. Here's my challenge. There's 2 items that I'm going to bid on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And my challenge, I'll call some names out. Paul Sullivan.
Hey, that's me.
Joey Arvidson. Hank Youngblood. Smith. Jonesy Jones. If you know any of these people, tag them. Jeremy Fuller. Jason Fuller. Dr. Kevin Murphy. I'm calling all you guys out. I'm calling you out right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to challenge you to outbid me on these items. Okay.
So we have to figure out which items they are.
Pull them up. No,
or is he okay?
Smith's going to show them to you right now.
And I'm like, there's a whole bunch of items. So
read the description on this one, Smith.
All right. This is lot number 3884, the miniature male donkey. Available for pickup on November 1st, 2021. Miniature will only reach 36 inches tall. Very sweet pets who love attention.
Okay. So that's one item right there.
But I don't want to win that one.
Okay. That's all right.
I guess I could win the auction and then donate it.
There you go.
So, okay. Yes.
There you go. So I challenge all of you guys. As a matter of fact, Joey, if you're watching, if you'll tag some of the people I mentioned, there are any of you guys who are watching that are friends with Jeremy Fuller, Jason Fuller.
Well, Smith can do that. He's sitting over there.
Dr. Kevin Murphy. Any more names that you could think? Hank Youngblood. I challenge you guys to outbid me on this. I don't think you can do it.
Kevin Tinajero's, he's got some deep pockets.
Kevin Tinajero.
So,
Kevin Tinajero.
Look, Felipe Tinajero.
He's
out there working.
I'm confident that I can win this donkey. I'm confident that I can win it. My challenge is for all you guys to prove me wrong. I don't even care if you team up together.
All right, so what do you think the going rate for a donkey is? Like if you just bought one,
$500, man.
If you just bought one,
yeah,
$500. Okay, so if you bid less than $500 and you win, then you win a donkey for less than what it's worth.
Yes.
However, if you bid more than it's worth, the whole thing is all the money stays local.
Yes.
The money. We want to make sure we're having some fun and doing the challenge, which I love, but we want to make sure that all this money, nothing wrong with donating to the National Cancer Society. Nothing wrong with that. But this childhood cancer awareness group of Coffee County, all of the money stays local.
Yes.
And helps people in our areas, which is really cool.
Holy cow. I wish I had been more involved with the show in the last few weeks where I could have gotten some of these people on here to give you the details of the things that they've done with this money.
Mm-hmm.
It's been life changing. And that is not me being a salesperson. That's me being, just telling you the truth about what these people have done, what this organization has done with individuals in this area.
Well, I don't remember the actual names, but I remember some of the stories. Of course, when I was working in radio, we always had them on the show. And Suzanne Ray came on, and Heather, talking about. By the way, a lot of people just think it's just money that you can donate. Now, you can donate certain items. You can, if you want to do that, you can do that. Obviously, money is easier. Yep. I mean, it just is. It's easier. But if you got some things that that you want to make for somebody, or you want to go buy and donate, you can do that too. But a lot of people think that's just like medical bills. They think a lot of it's just medical bills, which that's a huge cost, for those kids. But there's so much more to it. You got families, you got the mom and dad that have to travel, all that's, it takes money for gas. It takes money for hotel rooms. It takes money for the food while they're on the road. So there's so many different things that cost money that not only do these kids who are suffering with cancer, but it affects their entire family and their routines. So there's a lot of money needed.
It's so needed. And yesterday, you and I were talking, I walked outside and I said, man, it's so beautiful outside.
It is.
Was not one cloud in the sky, beautiful weather. We're so blessed. And we have, all of us who have jobs, we have money, we have income. It's our duty to give some of that money back to people that are less fortunate. You know, that one of their things is kids can't fight alone. Well, man, we need to give until it hurts. That's why on the donkey, and we'll pull up another item in just a minute. I challenge you guys to outbid me. I don't think you can do it. I'm confident that at the end of this auction, I will be the proud owner of a miniature donkey. Now, my challenge to everybody watching, and you can tag somebody who you think will be more willing to own the donkey. Okay. I will own this donkey at the end of this, and I'm here. There it is. It's a challenge to. I challenge Russ Story.
He gave it a big thumbs
Russ
up.
Story. I challenge you to outbid me on the donkey. I don't think you can do it.
By the way, an old friend of mine, Ryan Hanna, commented in that Paul, you told me for years that you would kill to have a miniature donkey. Yeah, Ryan is not telling the truth. I thought he was a truthful guy, but he is not.
Ryan, okay, right here. I challenge Ryan and I challenge Russ to find somebody to outbid me on the donkey.
Okay.
I challenge you to find somebody to outbid me on the donkey.
Okay. Oh, by the way, my sister Barb said that my great nieces, her grandkids would love a donkey. So there it is. So if I win the donkey, then I've got to somehow get it to Illinois. But first things first is I have to win the donkey. I have to win the bid.
Hey, I
got to bet some money.
I'm going to put some pressure on a local business owner right here. Russ Story, first of all, thank you for at least commenting. Okay. Let's tag Hank Youngblood. Okay. Cause this is going to tie right in. We're going to talk some real estate in just a minute. I'm going to show you a very special piece of property that whether you're from Florida or Georgia, you're going to want to see this property. You probably want to buy it.
Yep.
I challenge Hank Youngblood to, because he has pasture. He has cows.
Oh, okay, right.
He has somewhere to put. I challenge Hank to outbid me on the donkey.
Okay.
Okay. Let's show him another item real quick, Smith.
Ready?
And while you're pulling that up in just a second, Smith, you can tell them how to find this auction where they can actually bid on these items. I challenge Kim Ledbetter to at least bid on the donkey. I promise I'll outbid you, Kim.
Donkeys are great to keep the wolves away.
They are.
I was unaware of that.
So Hank needs that donkey because he does not have a
guard donkey.
A guard donkey.
Everyone needs a guard donkey, apparently.
Tell us about that item, Smith.
All right. This is a Maroon Yeti Tundra cooler.
Okay, now that's more my style.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Continue, Smith.
With 2 cups.
2 cups, maybe Yeti cups. So this one has the wheels on it.
Sweet.
Now, I don't know if any of you guys saw the video when I was down at the beach back during the summer. I was
which time?
Exactly.
You mean every time?
But I posted a video of this guy dragging this cooler across the sand. He was coming. He'd been out there. It looked like he had a long day, and he was dragging, and he was bogging down, and he was falling. If he'd have had one with wheels right here, he could have just wheeled it right in. So I want this cooler. I don't really want the donkey. I just want to prove to you that. See. You have to do things sometimes that you just don't want to do.
Right.
I don't want a donkey. I got big.
You just got to do it for the right reasons. Yeah. By the way, Smith, thank you. He put up the link. So you can click on the link right there. You can see it. It's, HTTPS, all that stuff with ccagcc.highbid.com. I know that's a long thing.
All they have to do is click on the link.
That's it.
To keep it simple.
Simple.
Because Michael Roberts has already said he wants to bid 500 on the cooler. So
bang,
all you have to do, Michael, is go up there and click on that link and register. You probably put your credit card in. I don't know how I'm sure they'll let you bid on it. They'll figure out a way for you to pay for it. Yeah. So anyway, I want you to outbid me on the cooler.
Okay.
And again, I don't care if you pool your money and resources together, because I'm willing to. Again, I may be eating crow next time we have a meeting. Next time we have a show. So my goal is for you guys to make me eat my words. Because right now I'm telling you, I'm going to own that donkey, and I'm going to own that cooler. Prove me wrong.
Well, let me tell you, if Billy wins the auction, he's going to be on the show next week.
I tell you what, I'll come on the show either way.
Okay. So you heard it. He's going to come on as the proud owner or the proud loser. No, actually, there's no losers. That's the beauty of it. Again, in all seriousness, it's a Feel Good Friday, so we're trying to have a little bit of fun. But in all seriousness, again, whoever wins, all that money goes to such a great cause. Yeah. It's a great way to help people with the Coffee County Childhood Cancer Group.
I just saw he pulled up something right there. I saw a friend. Also, I forgot to mention Barrett Tucker. I challenge.
Yeah,
Barrett
boy.
Tucker. Yeah, boy. I challenge Barrett Tucker to outbid me on the Yeti. You can't do it. You can. I tell you what, Barrett. You can get your whole crew, Chris Campbell.
That's right.
All your boys together.
They can pool their money.
Pool your resources and try to outbid me on the cooler. Okay. And the reason I'm doing this and the reason I'm being aggressive like this is because I want to raise so much money for these kids and for this organization because it's that important to me. So I hope that you can outbid me, but I don't think you can. So thank you guys for everything you do. And it's very, very important. And I mentioned real estate because I do have a very special piece of real estate that I want to show the people. I got a kind of cool story about this real estate too.
Okay. So by the way, while he's pulling up the real estate, Clint just commented and said, "What's the website?" It's right. If you look up in the comments, Clint, there's a link right there. You can click on it and makes it simple and easy. So again, if you want to bid on any of those items, not just the ones that Billy has challenged, you can bid on any of them. There's a link right up in the comments. The Coffee County Childhood Cancer Awareness Group, the catalog there that, the Smith's he's just got pulled up. But again, it's right there in the comments. So even if you're watching the show on repeat, so if you're not watching the show now and you're watching it later, you can click on that link. It'll be live though the entire time.
Yep. That's a great point too. You mentioned there's other items on there. There's a couple pages full of items. And if you don't want to buy anything, or if you live out of town, you just want to just donate the money. All you have to do there, you'll find a way to do that.
Oh, and one other thing too, that we definitely want to make sure that we share is that, a lot of our local businesses, that's where a lot of those items come from. I mean, some are from individuals, but most of them are from local businesses that donate those items. So again, we want to thank all of our local companies and businesses and employees. And again, even the personal people that donate personal items, things like that. It makes for a really good auction. There's a lot of unique and there's a variety of things. So it's not just like all male dominant. And it's not all female. There's things for kids or things for the whole family. So it's a really cool thing. So you can go check it out. And again, thanks to all of our local businesses for donating those items. And we thank you for donating your time and your money, and especially for watching our show as well too. So, all right. So Billy, Jordan Peach, one of our old boys, he put in there, guys, with a bunch of smiley faces. So Jordan, we're going to throw you in the mix too. We're challenging you to outbid Billy too. So dig deep in those pockets, my friend.
That's right.
So, all right. So we've got we've got some property, some real estate. So how do you want to set this up? You go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, on Winning Together, we used to have a real estate show every Wednesday. We got to get back to that. April's been very busy out there. The real estate market has gone crazy.
Yes, it has.
It's gone crazy. Well, this particular piece of property right here, that's on Zillow, by the way, you can if you go to Zillow.com.
Can we get the link for that too, please, while we're doing that, Smith? At some point we'll put it in there.
So the cool thing is, a friend of mine, Hank Youngblood, on Century 21, he and his wife, and April sells real estate for them. And a few months back, he put me on a nice piece of property out here, and I decided to buy it. So I bought this piece of property. We've done some things with it. We put some horses out there. We put some cows out there. We did a few improvements. And in the American way, I want to sell it.
Okay.
So I decided I wanted to sell it. And so we took some good pictures of it. We put it on here. I put a little teaser on there about the corn bin and the grain bin, and Jonesy Jones, the people commented on that. Yeah. But here's the thing. This is the truth, man. 20 acres, a 20-acre cash producing farm is hard to find. When I say cash producing, this particular 20 acres has over probably 16 acres of cultivation that I rent to a peanut farmer. So every year, just he pays cash to use that. And it also has the fences and gates and things where you put your real estate. This is a prime piece of property. If you will, Smith, read the description on this property on Zillow right there.
Ready?
If you can find it.
You'll have to look for it.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
There's the map.
He clicked off of it. That's fine.
I'm bad.
There's some other houses and stuff on Zillow.
I'll tell you
apparently.
what, Smith, if you can click on that Google Earth image, and I'll save you, buddy.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
I do not know how to work Zillow.
While he's trying to pull that up, he at least did put the correct link. So if you want to see those pictures, again, if you're watching the show live or even afterwards, you can click on that link, the Zillow link. Now, is it actually? So it's actually showing Ambrose. That's
it's right. It's closer to Broxton than it is Ambrose, but it just happens to be an Ambrose
address. Okay.
So the big white part, that's the field. That's the cultivation. Everybody needs to own a peanut field. You can own your very own peanut field right here. There's the grain bin right there. Now, I've seen some really cool things that people have done with grain bins, like turning them into tiny houses and things like that. That's the farm equipment that's out
Does
there,
the
right?
truck come too?
No,
No.
you can't have the truck.
Can't have the truck.
But you have road access here. Okay, zoom back out, Smith. This property goes all the way down to the tree line, and by the way, it's full of game, deer. There's even hogs out there. Some people don't like hogs, so you can just go out there and shoot them all. If you go north, this is north. Look at that beautiful. You have the view of the pond. The property actually goes around the pond. Wonderful home site right there with the pines. Okay. Property line is that dirt road right there. Zoom out. And you want to talk about something beautiful. If those trees, it goes into the trees, probably a couple hundred yards north of the almost straight up top Smith. There's a creek that runs through there on the north and east boundary. That's just absolutely beautiful. It has huge hardwood, oak trees and hardwood. Your cattle you don't even have to water the cattle. They keep plenty of water in there. So,
all right. So wait. So let me see if you can. All right. So what's this?
That is a barn.
Over so we can,
That's a barn. That's like but that's our neighbors.
That's not included.
You can't use that barn.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Zoom back.
Go back in. You're trying to show somebody else's property. This is my show, Smith.
So where's yours end?
Just inside about 100 yards, if you can estimate, north, straight up top into the woods, probably 100, 200 yards straight up.
Up here?
That's more like a half a mile. Up.
Past their house.
Yep.
So what is it like? Cut over like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a horseshoe around it.
All right, I'm with you now.
Yep. So anyway, there's so many things you can do with this, Paul. You can put your horses out there. You can bring your ATVs. Right, you can build a house. You can turn this into pasture, which is what I was going to do. I was going to turn it into a hay farm, but let me tell you what, man. All this rain this year, I'm out on the hay farming.
You're out?
Oh my gosh!
Hey, but you could also make that Field of Dreams too.
Yes, you could. You put your own baseball field out there.
So how many acres is it again?
It's 20 acres plus or minus.
And what's the selling price?
$129,900. Which
isn't that isn't that a really good price?
If you look in the comments when I put it up there, people from Florida have said, wow, I wish prices were that low here. People from Atlanta, April actually listed this thing yesterday. And she was like, so let me tell you something. You'll appreciate this. April's like, why don't you just for sale by owner? Because, I could do this and just sell it. I said, you know what? You're a real estate agent.
Right.
We preach real estate.
Yeah.
So we're going to build your business. I'll tell you what, she posted that thing right now. And the reason she's not here for the show, she's out there showing it. We actually went out there yesterday and I showed her exactly where the property lines were so she could show it if I wasn't around. Mm-hmm. A car came by and I said, they're here to look at the property. We listed it 1 hour later. We're out there on the property. A car came by and sure enough, they turned around and came back and they said, hey, is this a property for sale? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I put them on the Ranger and I drove them all around and showed it. So they're good. I think they're going to make an offer today. And then April's out there. She's showing it or getting her sign ready right now. And then we have a showing at 1 p.m. today. So it's obviously property and farmland, small tracts.
Yes.
Small tracts are hard to find and there's a demand for it. So we're going to allow somebody to have just a beautiful Smith. You want to show them the pictures again? So you found it. He rescued himself.
Hey, all right. He found it now. All right. So yeah,
he came up for
so let's see some of these photos that you got.
Show us some photos.
Sure thing.
So there you see the peanut field with the beautiful oak trees in the background. There you see a nice
this is one of Smith's
farm
peeves,
fence, nice working gates, shade tree for your animals inside the fence.
Okay.
Grain bin. You can turn that thing into a gazebo. You can turn it into a tiny home. You can use it to store your corn or your
miniature donkey.
You could store his feed in there. Pines in the background. That's one of the home sites I think would be just a beautiful place for a home. You see the nice corner post for the fence there as well. More pines and pasture. I like pines, ponds, and pastures.
Okay.
It's a nice fence. That's not raggedy fence. That's nice farm fence. More. Oh, that's another picture of the shade tree inside this is the pond. A beautiful view of the pond right there as well. That is the entire fenced area. So you got plenty of room out there, probably 6 acres for your horses and your miniature donkey.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Yep. Put your cow out there and put your cows and your guard donkey out there. pines, beautiful home site right there. High elevation. That's another shot of the peanut field. By the way, you can cultivate it yourself, or you can continue to rent that. So Paul, you could buy this property, another view of the pasture, and just do nothing and receive money off of it.
Right.
The farmers pay you to use that field. That is an asset, a cash producing asset right from the beginning, from day one. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool.
Go to the next picture. I was gonna say there's 2 more. Hey, there's JJ.
Oh yeah, back it up.
There's JJ.
Yes, and that is the trees and the creek. Look at that creek that runs through it. That's the boundary. That's the border.
That's cool.
You go out there and fish. You can hunt. Take your dogs, your ATVs.
Smith, you could go ride your bike out there.
You could.
I'm just saying.
That would be fun.
I'm just saying.
And there's miles and miles of places from this property where you can ride and stay on just isolated areas where it's nice to ride your horses, your ATVs.
All right. So there's no home built on it, right?
There's no home. There's electricity ready, and there's
so you can build your own.
Build your own. You can put double wide. You can put campers. If you wanted to make a lot of money, you could turn that thing into a campsite.
There you
put several, because people will pay to come camp in your field. If you, it's the beats all I've ever seen when I go through Folkestone, Georgia, middle of nowhere. There's just this big field out there that people just pay to park their campers.
Right.
I bet Hank would like to camp out there. You know, they go camping all the time.
Right. Yeah.
Caleb just bought a big new camper. Caleb may want to go camping out there.
Sure. You want to sell this?
I know, right? Well, the reason being, right down the road, if it was closer to our other farm, we're actually looking at grabbing another piece of property that
broadening your property.
Yeah, that's all connected.
So how far, like from the city limits of Broxton, or from the town of Broxton, if you will, how far out is it?
3 miles.
3 miles. So
3 miles out. You can be at a it's one of those Super Dollar General stores. It's got like the supermarket, Super Dollar General, the Broxton Butcher Block, the Broxton Grocery, 2 convenience stores with gas and diesel, and 3 miles out, you're totally secluded on your own piece of paradise.
So 129.9, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 129.9.
But you better call April quick, because I think she's got like 3 showings already.
Yeah. And April's good at what she does now. So that thing's going to be sold fast.
She's going to close somebody down.
So, by the way, Barrett just joined us. Yeah, boy. Barrett, in case you missed it, you were called out earlier.
Yep.
You want to repeat that?
Yes, so Barrett Tucker. I am challenging you to outbid me on the cooler, on the Yeti cooler, and on the miniature donkey. And here's the deal. If you happen to outbid me on the donkey, I don't think you can, I will store him at my place if you don't want him, and we'll resell him for you. I got plenty of acres. We have 80 acres.
So I certainly don't want the animal rights people, jumping on me or whatever, but like, can little kids, can they ride those?
Absolutely.
I mean, is that legal, or
absolutely.
Is that,
Yes. You can ride them. You can train them to pull carts. Oh, you know what would make an amazing picture?
Very little cart. A mini cart.
You know what would be I'm really going to buy this miniature now, because I still have Sable, the super horse, and she's about 1,200 pounds. She's huge. I'm going to put the miniature donkey on top of the big horse. Now, the animal rights people might get upset if April gets up there with the donkey, because she's been known to throw an animal off the top of a horse before. Do you remember when they got her for throwing JJ off the top horse?
I do. No, I didn't know that.
Okay, you had to go back and look.
That's too funny though.
I was taking pictures of Sable with April on the horse holding JJ. Well, JJ got up there and he kind of freaked out, so he bit Sable on her mane, like not bad, but just grabbed her mane like that. So she was going to let him down, and his leg kind of got stuck. So he kind of went face first and rolled. Oh my gosh. People said, I can't believe she threw him off of that horse. I mean, they were roasting her.
Obviously, they've never seen April with JJ.
I know. They were roasting her.
For real.
And you know me. I was like, well, she said, if you come, she'll body slam you off the horse too.
Billy just running with it.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He just rolls. He just rolls with it.
It was fun stuff. But
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I appreciate you guys for allowing me to come on the show, because there was 2 things I want to talk about: this property and the Childhood Cancer Awareness Group, and make sure we raise some money for them. So Barrett, if you have any ideas to raise some money, let us know as well. We love ideas. If you're not from Douglas and you want to raise money for your cancer group, cancer awareness group, I suggest having an auction and then challenging people to pay you try to beat me, you know?
Right.
Because even if you pay way too much, the money's going to a great cause.
Again, yeah, it's not. I mean, the challenge that Billy's put up, that's just fun, to make it fun, to have bragging rights, if you will. But you're right. Every dime that you spend on the auction, or if you just donate, look at, if you don't have the money to outbid Billy, and you got $5. This is one thing that I know that Suzanne Ray, when I had her on the radio show years ago, we talked about this, is that everybody thinks you got to have big money. And of course, big money makes things happen too, obviously, but if you got $5, you got $1. I mean, those dollars all add up. If 10,000 people give $1, that's $10,000 that they went, gave to the Childhood Cancer Awareness Group. So it really does. I mean, every single dollar adds up. So don't feel that you have to have tons of money. If you want to participate, this is an easy way to do that. Also, Smith, I know I'm going to put you on the spot. You go back to the Childhood Cancer Awareness Group. I think it's their Facebook page or their website, whichever one it was. But they are selling T-shirts. So that's a nice way too. All the profit portions of the T-shirt sales goes to the group. So that's a great way you can wear it. Today is, and I forgot mine and you forgot yours.
But ask me what this means.
Hang on one second.
Okay. That's where you're going. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Man, he blew my segue. Man, I tell you what.
I'm an amateur.
Yeah,
That's why
I tell you what.
That's why I have to wear these. So that
so he, at least he looks good. That's what it is, Smith. At least he looks good with the professional. No, but so you can get those T-shirts today. They actually have a T-shirt day. You can wear it all month, and I know several people I've seen on Facebook. But there are some kids and some families that they posted on their Facebook pages, multiple pictures of businesses and children and schools and stuff like that, showing their support. You can see all those cool T-shirts they've got for sale. So again, you can click on that same link and it'll give you details on how you can get one of those T-shirts as well. So now we'll segue into, speaking of T-shirts, that's how a professional does it.
Sorry.
What is Luca, Luna, whatever? What does that say?
Lucha.
All
right. Lucha. It means fight. It's fight. Struggle. Okay. So, and it's usually connected to wrestling, right? Fight, struggle. Mm-hmm. But I'm wearing it today because they sold out before I was slacking. I did not buy a T-shirt in time. I'll buy some, or at least pay the money, the price of what the T-shirts would have been. But this is my message to those young people who have such, been dealt such a bad hand.
Right.
To be a child and have cancer is just like one of the worst things. It's one of the worst things. It
Absolutely.
Really is. So, my message to you is lucha, fight, just stay strong, be strong. Whether you're an adult, or a child, it's bad, but to be a child, an innocent child, it's just one of the worst things. And there's nothing we can do. There's nothing. It's hard. You can't hardly fix it. You can't fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the doctors can fix it. Maybe they have hope and we can get them well, but they can't fight alone. We have to do what we can do. Give them support, give them money. So lucha and stay strong. And
by the way, the theme, they're searching for a cure to infinity and beyond. Basically the premise there is that, we're looking to go, anywhere and everywhere that we can, looking for that cure. And, obviously, the cure is just not going to miraculously pop up and go, oh, here it is. I got it. They have to do lots of research, which takes lots of money. So, of course, your National Cancer Society is doing all that. But again, this particular, the Childhood Cancer Awareness Group of Coffee County, this specifically for our area. So it stays right here in Coffee County. So they help families, they help children that with the cancer. So again, it's a very cool thing. People, coming together. They've done this. I don't know if it's on there. I apologize. I didn't look this up beforehand for the show. I don't know how many. Do you know how many years they've been doing this now? It's been a while. I mean, I know, several. I mean,
it'll be close to 10.
Many years they've been doing it. The auctions, by the way, COVID kind of threw the wrench in the gears, because they used to do like an actual auction where you would go down to Central Square Complex and have auctions. And they used to have a lot of the older ladies in town would make, homemade baked goods and things like that. So they would do that. So I'm hoping certainly at least that maybe next year COVID is gone as well. We can go back to having the on-site auction as well. But again, there's still an opportunity for you to participate. You can see a lot of cool stuff online because they incorporated they used to have like some stuff, in person and some stuff online.
I'm sorry, Paul. I just got to take up for the young ladies who also bake cakes and bring things. You don't have to be old to.
You do not.
Yeah.
Terry Day is not old.
That's right.
And she's fantastic at baking. And so
Paul said all the old people in town would bake something and bring it.
well, because like a lot of people think like, oh, like what grandma used to make. Yeah. So, there are a lot of grandmothers that would make these cakes and baked goods. It's like, but you're right. So you just threw me under the bus like that. You just threw me under the bus. Just couldn't roll with it. Couldn't just add in, whatever. Anyway.
I'm doing better. I'm working on myself, but I'm not quite there yet.
And by the way, if you, for next year, because obviously it's a little bit late, what's going on right now, but if you are one of those baking people and you would like to donate items for next year, there's never too early. You can get in touch with them. You can find out how you can help. You can have a bake sale anytime you want. And donate all the money.
You know what I just thought of? Here's what I'll do. It's a year out, but next year I need to make sure that I have a we'll call them a feeder calf or a cow. We need to donate a cow. A cow. We'll have it ready to be butchered. So you just pick it up. We'll auction off a whole cow.
Okay.
So pick it up. You have to have some coolers. Pick it up from the butcher.
You could win that Yeti cooler. Just saying.
Yeah, you're gonna need a bunch of those though. You're going to need for
you need a big cooler or a bunch of coolers.
I think that would be a good item because have you bought any beef? Have you been to the grocery store lately?
Yes.
It's insane.
Yes. It's very expensive.
I spent $11.50 on a pack of bacon.
Holy cow. No, that's a big pack of bacon.
2 steaks. They weren't even that big, $30. But the only reason we bought those steaks is because we hadn't thawed out the steaks that we had in the freezer. But So,
by the way, my mom just chimed in and said, what about crocheting and knitting? Yes, absolutely. Again, all that stuff, anything that you want to donate, any items that you want to donate, you can do so. And all the money, all the proceeds stay locally. So it's a really cool thing that people do. So it's a great opportunity. Also another cool story. Cause again, remember I said, you can do that. September is National Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, but of course you can do fundraisers all year long. I mean, I know that this group, they work all year long setting up all these different things. They put the gold bows all over town. They're wearing gold and, all that kind of thing. But you can do stuff all year round. But one of the cool stories, I mean, I know you're involved. You were here for it too. Is that Joey, who works with us, Joey Arvidsson, his little daughter, how old is Piper? You know how old she is?
9.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go with 9. If it's not 9, it's Billy's fault. I'm gonna throw him under the bus this time.
10.
But Piper did the lemonade stand.
11.
I mean, it's one of those. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's one of those. Maybe Joey's still watching. He can give Piper's real age, but she actually did the lemonade stand, which is really cool. I mean, so little things like that. All kinds of things that you can do. So whether you're a little kid, you're an adult, you want to get a group together to do things, there's lots of different ways you can do to raise money.
Kim has a great idea right there.
What's that?
Smith.
You could auction a 1-hour flight in your plane for the local residents.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
That would be
that's
very
pretty cool. Yeah.
You know what, Kim? I will do that. It may be too late this year. If it's not too late, we'll do it this year. If it is too late, we'll go ahead and get that in there next year. 1-hour flight, wherever you want to go. And at 250 miles an hour, you can go a long ways.
Right.
You can go to the beach, you can go to Daytona.
Well, we know the plane goes to the beach. I'm pretty sure it's on autopilot, I think. With the beach, you could just push a button and just boop, just go right over the beach.
Been there a few times for sure.
Quite a few times.
Speaking of planes and Feel Good Friday, this is a good story because the guy actually lives. Smith, can you give us the image?
Here we go.
This is real, Paul. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you showed it to me.
Holy cow.
Can you move the picture over a little bit? So it's not like on the split. So the plane's not on. No, you can't. Okay.
Can't do it. Can't do it. That's fine. So, guys,
that's a plane. Real. It doesn't have a big crack in the middle.
This is what I just noticed. This is part of the light pole. So he actually snapped that light pole in two. So we were, I was up here. I was in my office and April called and said, hey, one of her friends called and said, where's Billy at? She said, well, that's a weird question. Well, I just heard a plane crashed in Ware County. So at least they were concerned.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So I messaged one of my buddies who actually lives in the hangar in Ware County. Said, hey man, is everybody okay over there? Or there was a plane went down. So he sent me this image. Said, yeah, they're getting him down now. You can see the guy still in the plane right here. So that's like a little, what they call a kit plane. These guys were walking over there like, what in the world? How are we going to get him down? So, they had to turn the electricity off immediately. This is so dangerous. It's amazing that he lived. So, but I tell you a neat thing that you guys will probably enjoy. So as soon as I saw this, I zoomed in on the tail number. Every plane has a tail number. I can't really read it right now, but if I on this
Yeah, it
screen,
just kind of gets blurry on the screen.
but I pulled it up. I wanted to know who it was, and you can do this. Like you just every time you see a tail number, if you want to see who it is or where they've been or where they're going, you can go to flightaware.com. I have the app on my phone, of course, and I can actually pull up a map, and if a plane flies over, I can click on that map on that plane. It'll tell me who it is, where it's been, and where it's going.
That's cool.
So you can track people.
That's pretty neat.
Yep.
Does April do that with you?
Absolutely. I'll say I just landed. She said, I know. I know.
I know.
Oh, I'll tell you another funny story. Okay, Ty flew with me to this is hilarious. Ty flew with me to Texas for the first time. 18. Sometimes I forget he's so young because he's just such a big guy, but he's younger than my kids. It's crazy. But I guess he's 20 now. Something not
how 21. He's 21.
Okay, so man,
he's still young.
I never know how old these children are. Anyway, so his mama brings him to the airport. So you know how April is. His mom, all moms are the same way. They're putting their baby boy on an airplane, on a 6-seater airplane, not a big plane, but a 6-seater airplane, and to go to Texas. Well, he messed up and told her. No, he didn't tell her. He did not. He messed up and did not tell her about FlightAware. So they have Live 360. Okay, which is it tracks the phone. Well, at 5,000 feet, somewhere around 3,500, it disappears. And Live 360 said they have made it to their destination, and it was like Ambrose. So they made it, and they're no longer moving.
Right.
She thought we crashed.
Oh man.
So she calls his dad.
That's horrible.
His dad's a big tough guy, and he's working. She tells him, they're stopped in Ambrose. There's no airport in Ambrose, so they're thinking the worst. And so he's crying. Dad's crying at work.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And then finally, I don't know, maybe when we landed, they finally figured out that he did not crash. So parents, if you ever, and this works for commercial flights as well. If you put in the tail number or the flight number, you can track the plane. You can know right where it's at, how fast it's going. You can see who owns the plane.
And what's the app again?
It's FlightAware.
So Smith, can you pull it up?
FlightAware.com. I'll show you how to use it real quick. I tried to prep him for this, but it was getting a little tough. We can do it on the website, FlightAware.com.
That's because he didn't come in early enough.
Ooh.
He never does.
I was in here before both of you.
Last minute Larry.
Okay, so FlightAware.com.
Last minute Larry.
Just go to search by not flight number. Search up there at the top. All. Okay. We're going to search by tail number. Put in 158 BB as in Bravo Bravo.
Ready?
You see right immediately it pulled up. What did it pull up?
Billy Merritt Marketing LLC.
Yep. So and then it shows you the last time the plane. So Delta Quebec Hotel, that's Douglas Airport. Okay. He took off. When was this? Does it say when? Somebody's been flying my plane. You give us a date. Let's see. Yeah, right here. Today. Is that the 23rd? Is that yesterday? Okay, so pull it, but go back to the top. I had no idea. But someone left Delta Quebec Hotel. They flew out west, looks like over Ambrose or something. Or no, that might be the interstate. It might have flown all the way to Tifton. They did a couple of 360s out here.
Yeah. Looks like somebody was having some fun in Billy's plane.
And then came back to the airport. Now I know who it is since I see that he did some 360s. He had to get the plane hot because he tested the compression yesterday. That was
that's what he was doing.
That was my pilot. I know this because he called me last night and said, "Hey, we need to have one of the pistons rebuilt because it's got a little bit less compression."
Is that caused by doing 360s?
I hope not. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. Kim said he tried to pull up. You know what? I think you can make it private. I don't know. There actually sometimes people will get a little tricky. Sometimes they say they're going somewhere and they're not really going. I've seen people like do camera shots like they're at the airport, trying to be big dogs and things like that. But no, if you get the actual tail number, another thing you can do, Smith, if you go back up to the search all up top, put in Delta Quebec Hotel DQ. That's the Douglas Municipal. You click on that. Click on Douglas Municipal. it'll bring up the entire airport, and then it'll show you all the planes that are coming and going. So the second flight, let's see, the first one was to Douglas from. So that was from Douglas to Douglas. Somebody did another of their own. But see, look, somebody's like Billy.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that Billy on Fernandina Beach?
Yep. They went to Fernandina Beach. So that's cool. You can tell with who's coming in, what they're flying, who owns it. And a lot of times it'll be owned by like ABC Aviation. You can't tell who it really is. So there's ways to be.
By the way, you'll notice that Billy didn't have it where you could just click on Billy and see all the flights he's been, because they had all Fernandina Beach, Fernandina Beach.
You actually can.
Fernandina Beach.
You can.
No, they'll be like in Amelia Island every once in a while, St. Simons, Florida.
That's arrivals, departures. So that one's going to, hold on. That's en router scheduled. That must be, is that today? I can't see the dates, but you can actually look at the ones from the past.
Yeah.
Because you can find Delta, Quebec. But you can pull it up and see exactly where the individual plane has been. But it wouldn't say just Fernandina. It would say Athens. We went to Athens.
I forgot. Yeah, he goes to the UGA games.
We went to Athens last Saturday. That was cool.
It would mostly say Fernandina, but there's a couple here and there.
There's a lot of dealers.
I was just gonna say, I'm like, there's a few dealers that when he's working,
there's a lot of dealers.
Notice that the dealers are typically very close to the beach. Smith, have you noticed that? I've noticed the correlation there.
Vero Beach.
So I mean,
West Palm.
Is there a connection? I think so.
I'm not saying there's a connection, but I'm saying there's a connection.
But hey, if you are a dealer and you're not near a beach, Billy will still come see it.
I've been to
look at you.
Fort Payne, Alabama. There's no beach there.
I don't think I've ever seen Billy with a loss of words there. And he just
Fort Payne, Alabama.
That's right. Okay.
Been there.
They're near
Knoxville, Tennessee.
They're near a lake or something. There's got to be
Houston.
a beach somewhere.
Fort Payne has the Tennessee River runs right through there, just a little bit west there. So beautiful. One of the most beautiful places I've been to is on top of this mountain overlooking the Tennessee River. Is beautiful. You need to go.
Hey, speaking of your plane too, by the way, and again, we're making Smith work today. He was just like, man, what the heck? I hope Billy never comes back. He's like, gee, this is way too much work. When Paul's on the show by himself, I just sit there, and share a beer with them or something. But I'm gonna make him search.
Can you believe that you guys get paid for that?
No kidding.
I'm gonna have him search. I know it's on your personal page. I think the photo that's up in the front foyer of the Digi Ninja Express.
Yep.
It's really cool. If you can go to his page and maybe you can find it, but it's pretty neat. A picture. Now,
my cover
who did the picture?
Cooper had it done. I don't know where he had it printed out. He's into all that 3D imaging, but that's actually a rendering of my plane 158 Bravo. And there was a little bit of a glare.
Is there a straight shot?
No, because the glare, we got to figure out why. Maybe it's because it's all white and that glass on top of it. It doesn't. It's not very photogenic.
Go back to his cover page or whatever. Yeah, that one. Can you click on that one?
That is it. I think it's just zoomed way.
Wow, that's cool the way it did that for us. It go back. You can actually see it better there.
Yeah.
That's 158 Bravo.
That's pretty cool. That Bravo could mean buyback Billy as well. I'm just saying.
Yep.
And what was the other 158? Wasn't there some other correlation?
Well, we got
Highway 158.
Highway 158 runs right through here. And then, my childhood nickname was BB.
And then like the N is, never on the show.
Coming from part-time Paul.
That's right.
By the way, while we got the bus crunk up, let me go ahead. I was asking about vacation the other day, and I'm like, everybody's had vacation. Paul's like, no, I haven't had my vacation. I said, Paul, you've been gone to Chicago more times than the Chicago Bulls.
I'm like, if it's not a straight week, that's not a vacation.
Wow.
Man, that's a mini visit. That's a trip. It's a short trip.
I got to get back in the office.
By the way,
wrangle in some of these vacations.
By the way, don't forget the pumpkin spice latte. It's Swamp Head Brewery. I know you said it was good, but if you like the cold brew coffee, this is actually really good. I mean, it actually tastes more like coffee than it does pumpkin, in my opinion, but pretty good stuff. Pumpkin spice latte, Swamp Head Brewery, and you know what that means. So it's empty. Of course, I could just drink Billy's, because he's not going to finish it. But also a couple other things I want to throw in. Coming up this coming Thursday. Yeah, I'm going to be taking another day off, part-time Paul. And I'm going to Macon to check out ZZ Top.
Really?
Now I was. Obviously, Dusty Hill, one of the band members of ZZ Top, passed away recently. So obviously, I was really bummed. So I'll be seeing 2/3, of ZZ Top. But they've got his guitar tech, who's actually been with him for years. I mean, like 30 years. He's actually playing on stage now, which is pretty cool. So looking forward to the show. That'll be at the Macon City Auditorium next Thursday. So I'll tell you about the show next Friday. And that rolls us into the classic rock revisit of the week. ZZ Top. Now, again, this is one that maybe a lot of folks aren't aware of. It was back in 1994 called Antenna. Smith, he's ahead of me today. Hey, all right. We put him on the spot. He's rolling now. But the CD or the album, whatever you want to call it, is called Antenna. And there's a great tune on here this is really the only song that they play live from this album is Pincushion. The song Pincushion. So it was a great rock radio hit. It's a lot of fun. So, it got that blues feel, but it sounds more modern. And when it was released, a lot of folks were worried about them kind of going too synthesizer. So this one, even though it has a modern sound, they went back to kind of their roots on Antenna. So some really good stuff on here, though. PCH has a great song, World of Swirl. That's one that I think is just a great tune, World of Swirl. So check that one out too. And Girl in a T-Shirt was released as a single too. But some really good stuff. ZZ has so many, 50 years. 50 years of music. So they've got so many records out there. So pretty much any, you can just type in ZZ Top's greatest hits and there's 50 of them that pop up. There's so many great songs that go out. So looking forward to that show coming up this Thursday. And also a little teaser, since you're throwing out some teasers. I'm not saying it today, but I'm going to tell you next week on the show, Smith is going to be so happy.
Really?
He's going to be so surprised.
Really?
I have got a surprise for Smith.
Wow.
So next Friday, find out what the surprise is.
So does it,
Smith?
You may have already covered this on the show.
It's not like you've been here or anything.
What about have you talked about the documentary?
Which one?
If I Leave Here Tomorrow?
I have not.
Oh, have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
Woo!
Really good stuff.
We gotta talk about that. I'll
really
come on that
stuff.
one to cover it with you.
Yeah, some great stuff. In fact, Smith off air him and I were talking about it. There's a lot of cool documentaries out there now. That's one thing that I really like. I've said before about with music, I'm not a fan. I'm really not. There's something about it. Maybe I'm just old and crotchety about it, but I think that, when you don't have the record or the CD or even the cassette when they came out, when you don't have something physical in front of you, I think people lose something, and then also when people are not paying for the music online, I use the word value. Okay. I felt that people didn't value music as much as they used to, because before, you had to sit and wait, you had to listen to the radio for hours for your favorite song. And then when you wanted to buy if you wanted to hear the music on demand, if you will, as often as you wanted to, you had to buy it. So you had to invest some money. Where now Smith and the youngsters, they just
instant gratification.
Yeah. They just YouTube and whatever. In fact, I love it because when you're seeing one of them listen to music on YouTube, unless you're like Smith and you pay, what's the thing where you don't get commercials? What do they call it?
YouTube Premium.
YouTube Premium. So how much do you pay for that?
I believe it's $9.99 a month.
Okay, so for $9.99. So that's what what he values. He values not listening to commercials.
Right.
He's willing to pay $10 a month so he does not have to listen to commercials. So it's not really about listening to the music. He just doesn't want to hear the commercials. Right. So he's like, I want my music for free, but I'll pay to not hear commercials. How oddball is that? But he's a pretty odd guy.
It does also allow you to close the phone and listen to videos in the background. And they claim that your money is more focused, as far as ad revenue to the people specifically that you watch.
Sure. That's a good pitch. That happens.
That's what they say.
Sure. That's what they say.
So have you been getting the notifications that that YouTube or whatever wants to track you across these, have you been getting those little? I
don't really use YouTube very much. So
just in other any website, any app that you use, they have to notify you now under the new iOS rules that they want to track you across other devices.
Oh, okay.
I've been opting out.
Yeah, I haven't even seen them, to be honest.
Really?
So they're probably tracking me. But I don't know why Billy's opting out. He's either here on the farm or at the beach. It's one of three things. If you want to find Billy Merritt, the beach, the farm or the office. Or the pool. All right, so four. Wow. 1 of 4. I got Billy I got him figured out. 1 of 4 places. He's going to find out. Hey, Kim Ledbetter, Feel Good Friday fits my morning visit at a local assisted living center today. Christmas tunes. Oh my, Christmas. I know we're 3 months today. Today's the 25th of September. So we are 3 months away from Christmas. which is, I don't know, it's kind of bizarre, but she said, I play the piano for them. The last song is the one to listen to, Tequila. Hey, now I'll give her that, give them playing the tequila or drinking the tequila. It's one or the other. By the way, my mom apparently is, she's got places to go, things to do. She's saying, have a great weekend. She's out. She's like, she dropped the mic. She's done. She's out. Bye, Mom. Love you.
I know you're not much of a country music guy, but there's this cool song. And I don't know what the name of the song is because I'm not a big country guy either, but I listen to it from time to time, and it says, I want tequila a little time with you.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that little nugget. And he wonders why I don't really like country. No, I'm not bashing all the country people. All right. I'm just, see the guitar right there. I can't figure out where I'm at half the time. There it is. There's the guitar right there. That's real music. Eddie Van Halen's guitar right there. That's the real stuff. And so check out ZZ Top's Antenna, the Classic Rock Revisit. And I'll tell you about the show coming up next week. Going to see ZZ Top in Macon on Thursday night. So we'll tell a little bit more about that. A couple of quick plugs. The property that Billy's got for sale, don't forget there's a link in the comments. So if you missed it, you can just scroll up in the comments. You can click right there. And then, of course, the Childhood Cancer Awareness Group of Coffee County having the big auction. There's a link in there as well. So you can outbid Billy. What are the two items?
The Yeti cooler with wheels and the miniature donkey.
The guard donkey, otherwise known as a guard donkey. Everybody needs a guard donkey. That's going to be our new phrase. Everybody needs a guard. I can't wait to see who wins. I'm going to participate. I got to get with Barrett. I got to pull my money.
Yep.
There's no way I can outbid Billy, by myself.
Pull your money, guys.
So, unless he's going to pay me a lot more. Then maybe.
Your money.
Then maybe. Or maybe I can, go to the beach and,
the only person that get, never mind.
April's going to outbid Billy. I think we should make April do it. No, I got to get with Barrett and a couple other guys, pull our money so we can outbid Billy. The guard miniature donkey or the Yeti cooler. So go check that out. Again, the links are right there in the comments. Hey, thanks for listening. Don't forget, you can also just donate money too. If you don't want to do any of the auctions, you can just donate straight money. You can click on that link. You can find out how you can do that. So you can help out a great cause. All the money stays local. So it's a really, really cool thing. Billy, hey, thanks for coming on the show, man.
It was my pleasure. Glad to be here.
Appreciate you giving up your beach time.
Hey, man,
Smith and I felt pretty special today.
You guys are special.
And again, if he wins, he's going to be on the show. Next week, if he loses, he says he's going to be, but I smell the beach. I'm just saying he might not be here. So, but anyway, Robert Brooker, a last minute Larry. Howdy, Billy and Paul. No, he's probably been watching the whole time. He's always he's an avid watcher. So, hey, thanks. Remember, if you're going to be drinking this weekend or anytime, make sure that you're not driving. Make sure you use a designated driver. Be safe out there. Have a great weekend. We will see you next Friday.